Howdy y'all, Dean Stilly here from the official home of unofficial Grateful Dead and music news. It's reporting on Dead & Company's summer tour, the bands in Hershey. This is going to be a different review. It was a very different experience for me watching the show tonight, and it's not like I haven't had this experience before or ones like it. Just kind of a different trajectory as I looked over the show, and it was interesting. There was a lot of common threads throughout. There was a lot of ups and downs, and I just tried to take this show in and think, like, this is life. Life is a lot like this. Life has its share of turmoil and times when things aren't real tight and things aren't together as you'd like them to be, and they have times of tremendous victory and tremendous beauty and a lot of good things happening and filled with abundance and success. So I kind of tried to look at this as a whole night on the whole with that experience in mind, and it worked out well for me because they got things started with Music Never Stopped. It's what it almost did, and Easy Answers. We know how I feel about Easy Answers. It's always been a terrible song. It's that Music Never Stopped. It's Touch of Grey. They're trying to make a proclamation there. They'll survive. They can't even get it started, let alone survive it. It was almost, it felt like it was a premature proclamation. And regardless, like I said, I'm looking at this thing on a trajectory of this is what life is like at times. There's a lot of rocky roads. There's a lot of rough patches. But we just got to keep playing, right? No, Teal and Weir, they were trying to get that thing going. No one else could hitch their wagon to that train for some reason. Nobody could to sync up with that. And so I guess they finally must have got it together somehow. After that, we get Tennessee Jed. It's a song about absolutely nothing. I've said it before. Mr. Charlie's a fun one. So as now at least we're passing through some segments where the guys are starting to at least seem like they got something in common at this point musically, and the conversation's getting interesting through there. Black Throated Wind I always loved, and I thought that was fine. Cassidy had some incredibly interesting spots. It always does. Cassidy's one of those songs that's never going to be terrible. So it was a different experience, and Don't Ease ends the set. So there you go. There's your first set. Some interesting pieces, some rocky moments, sometimes that the band was not together at all, and sometimes that it was a whole lot of fun. During the first set, I noticed when the camera panned across the crowd, there was a lot of disinterested people there. There were a lot of people that looked like they were falling asleep and disinterested in the whole experience. And that's another thing that I thought about is all the years of going to Dead shows and stuff like that, they'd come out, be flat for a set or something like that. But at some point in the show, when everything hit just right, you saw very disinterested people light up. The light bulb went on. They got it. It says the band lit up. They lit up. The whole thing, shoof, whether that's who knows where it came from. Come in the middle of any song. Come when you're not looking for it. And all of a sudden, boom, and you're like, holy shit, I really get it now. I totally get it. And so anyway, the first set, we'll get to that later. The first set seemed like when they showed crowd shots, there was a lot of very disinterested people. So they get this thing underway in set 2. They started with Here Comes Sunshine. And Here Comes Sunshine just seemed like they were trying really hard to make something good happen, but it was difficult. Like I said, I'm looking at this on the trajectory of life, so I get it. I understand trying to do good things sometimes, and it's not working out like you planned, but you just keep trying to do good things anyway. And finally, they do have a breakthrough, I think, in that Here Comes Sunshine somewhere, and some of the moments get very interesting. The band starts coming together, and when they start coming together, there's these segments that are just absolute magic. And Estimated Eyes next, that's a great combo, and throughout that whole thing, there were some segments in there that were absolutely amazing. They were those moments that this is why I'm part of this whole thing. Those intricate and incredible musical moments where everybody's kind of breathing together, everyone's thinking together, everyone's heart is through this thing, and the music was strong. great experience. You get Althea next. So, Althea, like this is just I'm thinking about this. I'm thinking if you were just sitting by your pool and a song went on the radio, what would be the chances, you know, a few years later, you'd be playing in a fucking band, playing this band's music, touring the country, over 100 shows under your belt now, and so that's the difference between somebody that's motivated and hears something and moves towards it, and somebody that has that same experience but wasn't prepared either by talent or treasure to make something happen when the opportunity arose. Anyway, he was able to do that, and there's Althea. I hate to say it, Weir killed the slide solo on Althea. If there's a song I love Weir's slide on, Althea's definitely it. I love Weir's slide on Althea, and he actually killed that solo. It Can't Talk to You Without Talking to Me. It drives me nuts. I should just let that go. That's one of those things I realize I should just let go. Anyway, I heard him tease Going Down the Road Feeling Bad before Drums. That was funny. I don't know who did that, but you heard it prior to Drums. Drums was a great environment. There's one of these experiences I have where I'm watching and drums, and so, you know, I like to break Mickey's balls all the time. Then I'm looking at him there at drums, so finally you can hear him, and he's a maestro on the beam. The beam, he just turns into this wizard-like figure. He's half Vulcan, we know it. Now we know he's half Vulcan and half Jack Nicholson. And he's up there, he's a maestro. He's just, and what's funny is then space, and then I'm watching him during Going Down the Road Feeling Bad, and I just had this experience where I thought, Mickey, he's a fucking maestro. I love him forever. My mind wants to convict him again immediately. So when I watch him on Going Down the Road Feeling Bad, you know, playing with fucking spatulas and shit. So my mind wants to convict him, but my heart always loves him. And that was a common thread throughout the night, too. You get to out of space, the amazing jazz coming out of space. That was unbelievable. Really, to hear jazz in such a big way and to be there and hear it on such a big stage, that's a powerful experience. And I mean, that amazing jazz out of space, incredible. So my mind wants to immediately convict Mickey again. He was just a maestro just moments ago. It's funny, my heart loves him forever. Going Down the Road Feeling Bad might have been the first time that Jeff's voice didn't sound completely atrocious. He did a great job with Going Down the Road Feeling Bad. I thought it was tremendous, and usually I think Jeff singing is horrible, but see, he did a great job on that. The jams there were fun. They had me feeling good. Death Don't Have No Mercy is up next, and here was the moment for me. Weir fucking killed it. Weir absolutely killed it. Nobody likes to break Weir's balls more than I do. He fucking slayed it. I mean, he sang it right up the middle. There was no fucking Shatnerizing the hell out of it. I mean, he made up some words. He made all the verses. I don't know if he sang any real verse. He's just, Weir just be up there when he's feeling it like that. He's talking about, you know, death don't, you know, eat no chicken parmesan in this land and shit. He just makes up whatever the fuck he wants to say, it seems, during those verses. But there was so much power in everything he sang, and he sang it, that was raw. I thought that was great stuff. The jams throughout, that was such a huge moment. So just, the whole thing was so big and powerful and poignant, and Weir commanded that ship right through the center of some crazy. We're right now in the midst of so much horse shit, man. He commanded that right down the middle of all of it. A powerful, powerful moment. Those are the moments where I'm like, I fucking love Weir. And then it's funny because they do Saturday Night, which I really think that moment was big enough. They could have just ended with that. So maybe encore with Saturday Night or something. Just end it there, because Weir, that wave of emotion and power that was still on him from Death Don't Have No Mercy was hard to change that turn that energy to Saturday night. It took a while for that to happen. You just come off kind of the energy and emotion of this heavy fucking tune, and then you're gonna, it's hard to make that switch when you have a sincere moment. If you're an actor in a movie, you can just turn it on and off, but it can be hard when you have a sincere moment to make that switch right away. I think that's what happened with Saturday Night. They caught up to it, they were able to shake it off. He was able to shake it off, and you get the big falsetto scream at the end. That's great. So we all love that. I mean, I do. Some people don't like Saturday Night. I don't know. I think it's a great way to close a show. And then you get the Mighty Quinn. So it's interesting because here we go. I have this moment where I absolutely fucking love Weir. And then they do the Mighty Quinn. I love the Mighty Quinn. Love the song. Love the encore. Always loved the way the Dead played the Mighty Quinn, encored with that. It was one of my favorites. My mind wants to convict Weir. He was just had this moment of a master where I thought he was amazing. My mind wants to convict him only moments later on the Mighty Quinn for just destroying that. This is just going to need more work. So my mind will try to convict him. My heart always loves him, and like I said, the moment that was so big in Death Don't Have No Mercy, he was completely forgiven for anything that could happen from that moment on. But it's interesting how your mind wants to go right back to convicting him. Anyway, let's just say that one's going to need some more work. It was an interesting night here at my place, taking this in. It was real, and it was a heartfelt experience. I'm hesitant to even post this because I don't know if it's very funny or anything like that. I didn't tell too many jokes in this one, but there you go. That was my experience. My experience isn't always a bunch of jokes, so there you go. Love you forever. We'll catch you in a week or something like that.